morning on this beautiful Montreal day. I welcome you to this press conference as a lead-up to the now annual Spice Island Cultural Festival in Montreal, the year 2023. It's a beautiful day, as I said, in Montreal. It's Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. And to all those watching Facebook and other media, I welcome you. It is with my great pleasure to introduce the head table. In the center, next to me is Mr. Byron Cameron, the president of the Spice Island Cultural Festival in Montreal. Thank you for coming, Mr. Cameron.
Thank you very much.
At my extreme right is Gemma Rabin-Baines, a well-known community worker and consultant, media, everything Montreal. Gemma is the public relations officer and consultant to the Spice Island Cultural Festival. May I introduce myself? Thank you. I am Theodore H. Blaze, the past president of the Spice Island Cultural Festival. To give you a little background of the Island Festival, the Spice Island Cultural Day inaugural extravaganza was staged at Vineyard Park, this site, the first time on July 21, 2018. It was a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, Haiti, Martinique. It was everything Grenada. This cultural celebration was the brainchild of the Honorary Consul for Grenada in Quebec, Leonard Warwood, who envisaged a long family day of partying of everything Grenada and bringing and inviting all Montrealers and Quebecers to join us for a day in the park to honor and consider traveling to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique in the future. Now, this beautiful day is all about bringing forth the goodness, the pleasure of the beautiful Spice Island, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Sadly, our Honorary Consul Warwood passed on to eternal rest a few months after the inaugural day. I promised Mr. Warwood at that time that I would see it through, and now we're talking about 2023. The Spice Island Cultural Day will be held here on this site at this park on Saturday, July 8, 2023, and that's why we're here to talk about it and to give you some more detailed information on it. Without further ado, I'd like to call on our president, Mr. Byron Cameron, to say a few words. Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Blaze. As Ted had just reiterated, this is Sicdaq, Spice Island Cultural Day Association of Quebec, and this is our 6th anniversary happening on the 8th of July this year, 2023. I just want to inform everybody that the stage is all set for this extravaganza. I'll give you an update as to what we have, the things that we'll be producing or providing the people here for the 8th of July. We have 2 artists coming in from Grenada, who is well-known Squeezy, well-known Calypsonian from way back in the late 80s, still functioning today. We have one of the younger generation artists by the name of Sicdaq. He would also be on the stage. I would like to also express, I would like to say it further too, that we have, as I'm on the artist side, I will just stick with it. We have from Toronto, Flying Gable, who is a well-known local artist, has been representing Grenada throughout North America here for a couple of years now. We also have Caribbean Voices, a well-known cultural group performing in the city of Montreal for over 10 years, more than 10 years. We have one new addition to the cast this year, which would be a cultural group from Zimbabwe. And as we try to be all-inclusive, because we live in Montreal, we live in Quebec, and it's inclusive. Everything that happens here, more or less, is inclusive because we have a wide variety of different cultures here. So we try to incorporate every bit of culture that we could find into what we do. Okay. We also have some kids. We call them the Spy Style kids, and we have people like Westcan. Everybody know Westcan is one of the bigger folk performing groups that has been existing in Montreal for over 25 years now, more than 25 years. I would like to also offer profound gratitude to the government of Grenada, who has been very supportive of us for the last 6 years. They has recognized the Spice Island Cultural Day activity as one of the signature Grenada events happening here in Montreal. We'd also like to express a lot of gratitude to the government of Quebec also, and also the federal government. I don't know if anybody saw it, but the Prime Minister did send us a really nice greeting, and he even spoke Grenadian language too, because he speak about liming. I don't know how much people know about taking a lime, but in Grenada, when you go out on promenade, you go lime, you go just hang out, so we use the word lime. So we're very grateful to everyone who has been involved in helping Sicdaq to where we are today. We haven't reached the peak of what we could do yet, but it's a road towards perfection, and we can keep on that route until we bring Sicdaq to where it really supposed to be. But so far, we're very grateful for all the support, and I, as president, I would like to thank the general public and everyone else who has been involved. And it's an open invitation for July the 8th, okay? So this is what we do in a nutshell, and this is what we're going to be doing this year in a brief. Okay, so thank you very much, and this is my opening remark. We will take questions after. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Byron. That was fantastic. Now we're in Quebec, so I should say a few words and say merci beaucoup. Le Festival de Grenade à Montréal, à Québec, c'est pour toutes les personnes. So it's for everyone. We want everyone in Quebec. We always talk about Grenadians in the diaspora. We have to remember the hundreds of thousands of people that travel from Montreal and Canada to Grenada every year. I personally know this, and some of them speak, most of them from Quebec, from Montreal, speak French. So it is our duty to say merci beaucoup. S'il vous plaît, attendre de venir Pâques, Julie 8, 2023, and have fun with Grenadians. Now, I'd like to turn to our Public Relations Officer, Gemma Raven-Baines, and she's got a lot of stuff for us. I can't wait to hear all about the food and the drinks and the party, and she's got a lot of information, so wow. Bear with her. Gemma?
Thank you, Dad. Well, our theme this year, first of all, welcome everybody. It's so great to see all my friends here, Mr. Antoine and his wife here, and he's a carnival master, the godfather of carnival, I should say. We have from McGill University, Sita Ramdas, who's always supporting us. From Playmas Montreal, we've got Mr. Ray Bannister, the treasurer. Thank you for coming. And from Community Contact, we have our dear friend Yvonne Sam. Thank you, Yvonne. And also here from the Suburban, we have Pauline. Thank you for coming. And of course, City TV, who's always there with us. Thank you, City TV, for being here with us today. And we've got some other friends, our security in the back, and Fernando, who is our videographer, photographer for the Spice Island Cultural Festival. So thank you, everybody. And of course, Michael Farkas. Everybody knows Michael Farkas. We couldn't go through this without him. And next to Michael is Mr. Glenn DJ 20 McDonald, who is the chairman of our Spice Island, the entertainment chairman of the Spice Island Festival. Well, I would like to explain our theme this year is Grenada to the World. I don't know how many of you know, but the 50th anniversary of Grenada's independence is around the corner. That will be in February, from February the 7th. And we're planning on taking all of you to Grenada on February the 4th to the 11th. Let's go have fun. Let's go Grenada. So we wanted to do Grenada to the World because of this milestone in Grenada's history. So this year, Grenada to the World is aimed to entice the world with an irresistible invitation to explore the wonders of the Spice Island. Spice Island being Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So from the moment you step foot in the park this year, your senses will be bombarded with the tantalizing aroma of Grenadian spices, and that will be throughout the wonderful food and the spices, and of course the rum. We cannot forget that. In the heart of the festival grounds, the Grenada Tourism Authority will be there. They're one of our major sponsors, and they will have an enchanting booth laden with tourism pamphlets and the island's most treasured exports. So you will get to see Grenada to the World. You'll see our chocolate. We've got 5 chocolate companies in Grenada, the rums and the spices. You will hear from speakers. We'll have the delicious food showcasing the culinary delights of the island. And of course, Grenada, I don't know how many of you know, but Grenada is the first Caribbean country to have the distinction of the World Culinary Capital. So we can't fail. We've got to show you all that. We're exposing Grenada to the world. As you heard from our president, the entertainment plan will be infectious rhythms of Grenada to Montreal. We'll have a fashion presentation. There'll be fashion shows showcasing the wonderful, paying homage to Grenada's 50th anniversary. So Angela Alexis, who is our designer, she will be doing some wonderful garments in our national colors, which is red, yellow, and green. Like I am dressed up today, like a Grenada flag. While the festival serves as a grand celebration of Grenadian culture, it also holds a deeper purpose to foster connection and promote better understanding between Grenadians and people from around the world. Our sixth festival, which is really well themed, Grenada to the World, will not only be just an event. It is an invitation to embark on a sensory and cultural journey. It is a celebration of Grenada's rich history, its mouth-watering flavors, its captivating music, and its warm and vibrant people, like you see here today. So thank you. You want me to say something about the food?
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because we
Absolutely.
are the Caribbean capital of the world, the culinary capital of the world, the only island in the Caribbean to get this distinction.
Yes, so let's hear it.
Well, we have 10 food vendors that I tell you, you wouldn't be hungry. So come hungry so that we can eat up all that great food. Restaurant Greens is gonna be there, and he'll be featuring the Grenada national dish, which is called oil down, made with vegetables and meat and steamed down with coconut milk. It's to die for. And of course, a restaurant Faye, who's catering delicious food, and she's bringing, as Doggy said, from the Caribbean. We want to be inclusive, so she's going to show us what St. Vincent has to offer. So she'll be bringing some great Vincentian food, maybe some blackfish and breadfruit, but you're gonna taste some Vincentian food. We've got some Jamaican restaurants that are coming. Owen, the seafood man, he will showcase everything in seafood, because in the Caribbean we eat a lot of fish, and he's doing everything from lobster to squid.
Wow.
And done Caribbean style. So there's lots and lots of interesting food. There'll be many other restaurants and home cooks to tantalize your taste buds and take you on a Caribbean journey through food. So we want everybody to come out. Of course, the Spice Island Cultural Festival will be doing all the sweets, desserts, and groundnut sugar cake. If you got the press release online, we even showed you how to make groundnut sugar cake. So, and now you're eating it. I see Mr. Antoine mouth going at 100 miles an hour. So now you can taste the groundnut sugar cake, and there's lots more sweets. We got fudge, we got cakes, and the drinks, sorrel and mobby and ginger beer. All the drinks you'll find in the Caribbean. You do not have to leave Montreal to get to the Caribbean. You just have to come to Vinette Park on July 8th. Close your eyes, stuff your face, and think that you're on the shores of Grenada.
Fantastic. Gemma, hold on to the mic, but I must ask you about this. I am glad to hear that we're including all these different islands, because this is what it's all about. It's not just Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, but all peoples in Montreal and the South Shore and the North Shore. If you're from St. Vincent, St. Kitts, Nevis, Bermuda, come party with us. We're all Caribbean people. You're all from the diaspora. However, Gemma, I'm gonna hand you the mic again, because you did not mention Lambie Waters. I returned from Grenada a few weeks ago, and I had this fantastic soup. Please talk to us about this.
Ted, I think because you're from Carriacou, you're the best person to talk about the Lambie Waters. But anyways, Ted brought up a lot of Lambie from Grenada. I don't know how we passed customs with it, but he did. And in the Grenada booth, you will be able to find some Lambie Waters. Lambie Waters is like a soup made with Lambie. In the Bahamas, they call him conchs.
Right.
So it's conch soup, but it's delicious. Listen, look at
It's
it.
to die for. Not that I'm ready yet.
And you can get that a lot in Carriacou, where Egbert Gay was born, in Carriacou.
Yes.
So we're also having a tribute to Egbert at the festival, because he was Grenadian, grew up in Trinidad, and a lot of people didn't know that he was born in Grenada and left Carriacou at 7.
Please.
He was born in Carriacou,
Please, thank
Grenada. Carriacou, Grenada. And And you know, we have 3 islands that's run by the same government: Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And Carriacou and Petite Martinique are our sister island, and Grenada is the main island. That's where I'm from. But anyways, you know, come out and see experience the Lambi waters.
One more question, Gemma. Will there be a theme park for kids?
Yes, definitely. We always have kids, and you know, without the kids, that's our future. So we can't do anything without the kids. So we have bouncy castles, we've got ice cream, we got a whole section, our kids zone. We'll have bouncy castles, ice cream, popcorn, everything that the kids love, face painting by Joanne. So there's lots for the kids, so please bring the kids. They will really have a great time. We even have a hula hoop contest for them.
Oh, I think I'm past that stage. I won't hurt myself. But this is fantastic, Gemma. But I'll come back to you. I'd like to talk to Byron now about some of the entertainment. Now, Byron, you mentioned Redneck. He's flying in directly from Grenada.
Yes.
Specifically for the Montreal Cultural Festival. This is fantastic news. Tell us something about Redneck.
Well, Redneck, as you would know, that over the years the culture has evolved. Okay, so Redneck is one of the more modern artists, one of the younger artists in the business. There is a big competition in Grenada that's called the Soca competition, and he has been a consistent performer in the Soca Monarch competition. He has always been, you could say, literally in the top 5 consistently from its inception, from his getting into the business. So he would be one of the individuals here with us. There is also Squeezy, who, well, I myself am also Calypsonian. So I have to big up myself too.
The doggies.
And I've been singing Calypso for more than 30 years now. I've been singing before I came to Canada, and I still continue. So you would get an opportunity to see me also on stage. But we have Squeezy, who has been one of my tent, how I would describe it. We were singing in the same tent before I left Grenada. We used to sing with the same Calypso tent, which was called Moss International Calypso Castle. So he's a brother that has been in the business for a long time. He has had many, many successes. He had been all over the world traveling, doing representing Grenada in this culture of Calypso. So he will be one of the individuals here with us too. Yeah. There is also one guy from Toronto, King Moses. He would also be here too. He's Grenadian, but living in Toronto. So the fact is that we carry the culture around with us, right? Even though we migrate, the ones of us who come out in the diaspora, who has been doing culture, we still continue to do culture. And so we're going to incorporate with the ones who come in from Grenada now. So we're going to have a really, really big cultural display in terms of Grenada music. The music now, because it's different style of music too. Redneck is the more upbeat soca artist, whereas Squeezy is the more laid back Calypsonian commentary dance music, like myself, more laid back commentary dance music, right? So we have we have lots of entertainment in store, lots.
Thank you so very much for that. But our president, Byron Cameron, is too modest to admit or to tell you that a few years ago in Grenada, he had a monster hit. It was called August Rain. And I still think it's on YouTube, so please check it out because it was major. I think you mentioned Moss International. That was one of the biggest songs coming out of Grenada back in the early 80s, early 20s. But August Rain was a major hit, and I still hear it being played a few times while I was in Grenada.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
people think it's a Trinidad song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody jumping up in the August rain. You know that song? I'm sure you know that song. That's Byron Doggies Cameron.
I definitely, if you come out, not if, you will come to to our fantastic day, July 8th at Vinnet Park, this site. We're doing this press conference from the park, from the building. You come on that day and you will hear August rain. Can I promise it?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
I just want to say to that, in Grenada, over the years, they had introduced in 2005, 2005, they had introduced a new form of calypso, a new form of competition called the groove competition. Mr. Antoine would know about that, Trinidadian. It's big in Trinidad. And it was, I was so fortunate that I'm the first Grenadian to have won the groove competition in Grenada. The inaugural groove competition was won by me. And so that's
Bravo! I just knew if I prompt him a little bit, we'll get some information out of him.
And also, he was Montreal's Calypso King.
Yes.
Yeah, for what, 3 years?
Yeah,
3 years.
So,
Calypso King of Montreal.
Montrealers, we have fantastic people and entertainers, cultural entertainers right here in Montreal. We're from Grenada, Caricom, Petit-Martinique, or you can say the other way around, Petit-Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada, but we're
Let's
all
not
one.
stop that.
We're all the same. So
We also have a reggae artist from Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Tell us about
Yeah,
Melody.
but we have Melody. I don't know. Melody is a household name in Montreal too. He's been around for a long time too, and is a really talented artist. And so Melody, who has always been with us over the years, he continued to be with us. He's going to be gracing that stage too. Very energetic. You're going to come to see those kung fu leaps, those jumps. I swear to you, when Melody take a hop, he goes up about 5 feet in the air. His feet goes 5 feet off the ground, right? And so he's very energetic. And so he's going to give you a good performance. I could guarantee you that. All right? We also have the kids, as we were speaking earlier on, and we talk about the bouncy castle and stuff like that. But we also have a kids section in our organization. We have some kids, we have about 8 of them. And Jenny Noel, who is a member of this group, and Egbert, who is a talented guitarist, with myself, who is a mediocre guitarist. We've been working with the kids, getting them ready for the stage. So we have a practice on Friday, and we're going to be ready for them for you on the 8th of July here. So you're going to come to see the Spice Isle kids perform. And they're going to be doing traditional folk songs from Grenada.
And also we have the West
Can
Can kids who are all going to be dressed up as Little Shortney Mass,
Wow.
which is the original traditional mass of Grenada. So they will be in costume and parading. So it's gonna be a great festival. So come on down.
I will take this opportunity to stress that the GTA, the Grenada Tourism Authority, has been so kind to us over the years. They've been doing a fantastic job out into the world, into Europe and other parts of the world, enticing people to come to Grenada to see where we live. They come to vacation where we live and they love it. And right now, a lot of retirees considering, or they have already done so, purchase property and live in Grenada. They're from Canada, from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, all over the world. And they've picked Grenada as the spot to live in their latter years. It's fantastic. And when you come out to the park that day, there'll be a fantastic booth laid out by the Grenada Tourism Authority. They'll have the manager for Canada, Mr. Sekou Stroud, will be here in Montreal. He'll be here to answer all your questions. He'll have brochures. He'll have all the information. Century 21 is one of the companies that has been working with us in the past. and they still work with us here in Montreal, and there will be some information on how to purchase properties, how to rent properties, hotels, Airbnbs. What I'm trying to say here is you're missing out on something big if you do not put Grenada on your itinerary for this winter. You cannot miss it. Especially Grenada's anniversary of independence will be on February the 7th next year, 2024. It will be fantastic. That's the right time. Go for Christmas, come back, work for a couple weeks, and then go to Grenada for independence. You're gonna have fun. You won't regret it, I promise you that. But I think Gemma is chomping at the bit to say something about this.
Well, I'm going. I have already registered to go, and I hope everybody will come along with me. It's we leave on February 4th. I'm in Canada, and we return on February 11th. So we're there for the 7th, and it's 1 week. Come on, let's go Grenada. Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, probably we should open the floor. Are there any questions? I think you have the answers from us. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
I heard you use the word a few minutes ago about months. And I asked, who was the honorary consul general of Grenada? Was it his brother?
Yes.
Yes.
Who is the present consul general?
Mr. Leonard Warwood was also known as Junior, a fantastic guy in Montreal for many, many years. I'm an only boy. I adopted him as my brother. I considered him a brother, and we lost him. But Mr. Warwood was honorary consul for Grenada in Montreal for several years. At first, I was his special assistant, which is a title I imposed on myself. But on the passing of Mr. Warwood, the government of Grenada appointed me as honorary consul for Grenada.
You're talking about months.
Yes, I am the past president of Spice Isle Cultural Festival. I'm also the past honorary consul for Grenada. And as to your other questions, sir, your follow-up question, at this time, the government will soon, more than likely, appoint a new honorary consul. There is no honorary consul for Grenada at this time.
Mr. President, I heard you said before that the competition in Grenada, the groove competition.
Okay,
In Trinidad, we call it the groovy competition.
Yes.
the question from the floor, probably you're not hearing it, is from Mr. Antoine considering the groovy competition.
Yes.
Please.
Well, Mr. Antoine, as you know rightfully, and without no bias, Trinidad is really the springboard of this form of culture. Yes. So we actually did pattern our groovy competition after the Trinidad and Tobago, also the Soca Monarch competition too, right? Because before we just the Calypso competition, Trinidad moved over because soca as a form of music was created by a Trinidadian, Rashad T.I., Garfield Blackman, right? And so when they move with a soca competition, Grenada move along. Trinidad is really, for the people who don't know, it's really the cultural springboard for Calypso, soca, groovy music in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. It's really the cultural springboard.
Yeah, but I wasn't moving in that direction. I just wanted the people to know it's not the groove competition.
Yeah, it's a groovy
Groovy competition.
competition.
Last
Yes.
question to you.
Yes. So it's and the groovy, it's really what I would consider as the romantic side of Calypso. I would consider it that.
Last question for you. I know Leonard was the past president of the association.
He
Leonard,
has been doing that.
Leonard was my brother, you know.
I know that.
To be honest, I mean, I used to really idolize my brother. He's the one who took me to all the coffee shop in Montreal when I just came here. That man never stopped. I tell people, the only time Junior really stopped is when he died. My brother, the only time he stopped is when he had died. He had accomplished everything, then he stopped. I don't even think, I mean, I'll do my best. I'll do my very best, but I don't think I could ever fill my brother's shoes.
Well, get the shoes and put it by you.
I'll try my best, you know, but I don't think, I mean, he was I don't know how to describe my brother. He was really energetic, very involved, you know, very caring, very loving. I have some attributes like that, but Junior was beyond me, you know. Yes, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think this is the best time for me to say something about Mr. Warwood. We're here today because Mr. Warwood, back in 2016, 2017, kept hammering about doing something like this. But it was something that he wanted to be on good footing, to start, even if it took 2 years to plan, because he wanted this to continue annually, even after he left us, after he was gone. And I'm so grateful to our Lord that he was with us to see it accomplished the first year, and then he left us shortly after that. I made a vow to him to ensure that this continue as long as I can do it. I've recently retired from working and all other activities. But who can say no to Gemma Rayburn Baines? And that's why I'm sitting here today at the table. We just do not say no to Gemma. However, we will continue in Montreal because the spirit of Leonard is still here. I am still here, and I still engage with the community, and I do not think that would ever stop until I go to rest. So I will be here.
As for Gemma, I have a friend in Boston by the name of Mrs. Sicdaq, and we give her a name, questions everything like that. We call her the professional baker. Nobody say no to her. And I consider Gemma the same.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
Professional.
Okay, let's not get that out. The professional beggar.
So do we have any further questions on,
I don't have a question, I have an inquiry, actually, not a question.
please?
The Grenada Association, I'm sold on all you said about your island, proud of you that you put it out there. Would there be any incentives for me to go to with the tourist association that's going to be at the park? Would there be incentive to get people like a reduced fare or a special discount for seniors or XYZ? Is there any possibility of that? So I can take about your offer to go for independence.
Well,
Have you talked about that?
Yes, well, I cannot promise you any discounts because the airlines, Caribbean Airlines, Air Canada, are entities that are private with shareholders, so they're here to make a profit. But from time to time, they do have lower rates. But Gemma has blocked several seats on a flight to Grenada in the month of February 2024. You will, if you take Gemma's plan for the Independence of Grenada festivals next year, 2024, you will get a great deal. I can promise you that. The return fare is under, $1,300 or less? And that's fantastic, it's usually $1,500, $1,600. I've paid $1,700 return to Grenada. So that is a fantastic deal.
Well, I must let you know that I was aware of Gemma. Gemma never discussed the idea she was going to Grenada in February. I learned today for the first time. That's why my question is phrased in that manner.
And Grenada is really truly on the map. The Grenada Tourism Authority advised us a few days ago that Air Canada has agreed to fly to Grenada 4 times per week, starting October. 4. They were doing barely 1 or 2 a week up to a few months ago, up to a year ago. But 4 times a week, that tells you there's something happening here, that we are it. This is the place to go. Do not be the last to get on board with this fantastic journey to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
That doesn't matter. I'll give it consideration, don't you worry. I will see when I consider it and see if your words would match your action or vice versa. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. That was Miss Yvonne Sam from the Community Contact.
I know, I mean, you don't have to convince me as a Trinidad about Grenada, because quite a few years ago, the Honorable Dr. Eric Williams had on the table the annex Trinidad, Tobago, and Grenada.
Yes.
I don't know where it fell off, but that was the intention of us. So
Well,
we as Trinidadians want to take you
Well, you know, there's a Grenadian in every Trinidadian.
Absolutely.
If you go and look at your roots, you'll see
That's
a
a-
grandmother, grandfather, or
You
came from Grenada.
Mr. Antoine, you remember you're very big on history, because I do recall those days. I was the special assistant to the then Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Herbert Augustus Blaise, my uncle, and we ran a whole election cycle based on unitary state to Trinidad and Tobago. There were preliminary talks, but
I don't know where it fell off.
it fell off due to certain things that could not be hammered out. Because when the diplomats get in the room and they start to discuss things, that's when the rubber hits the road. But that's a talk for
But
another
I
day.
still feel it's going to happen at some point.
Yes, the government of the Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and Trinidad and Tobago are fantastically close friends, and that would never change. I'm not sure if there's a room to get even closer together, but we're in each other's pocket right now. We're fantastic. So I invite all Trinis to come over to Grenada for Carnival, which is coming up later this year in August, and come party with us for independence in 2024. Any further words, Mr. President?
Well, I mean, I can't say much, except the fact that Calypso as a medium, because relating to what you just speak about here, there's a singer that has just passed away by the name of Leroy Kelly's Black Stallion. And one of the songs that he sang is a song called Caribbean Unity. And in that song, I remember he have a line where he say that the people of the region is more united than the leaders of the region, right? Not in that same way, but what he says is that it's something the people know that the leaders don't know. And I say that because Mr. Antoine just mentioned about the coming together. And from a boy, I know that Grenadians and Trinidadians are like one people-wise. It's just the administrative business that can get things in line, because everybody more or less is about their ego. But the Calypso, again, and this is what you're gonna be getting on July the 8th, authentic Calypso that speaks about issues, right? The Calypsonian is known as the spokesperson for the downtrodden, right? And Calypso is really something that started from the grassroots.
And you have produced good Calypsonians too.
Definitely.
And Mighty Sparrow.
Mighty Sparrow is Grenadian.
Whenever they introduced him in the early days,
Yeah.
it was Mighty Sparrow from Trinidad and Tobago.
Grenada, exactly. Even Leroy Kelly's too, Black Stallion.
Yes.
His roots is Grenadian.
A lot.
Valentino, a lot of them.
Marshall Montano.
Yeah, so, so we more or less has been integrated from ever since, It's just politically we're not together, but
There are
people-wise.
Calypsonians from Grenada very much like my Hispanic sauce, that is by Asian nuts.
It's not squeezy?
No,
No, no.
I'm doing
You mean Ajamu? Ajamu, yeah. He's an international. Right now, Ajamu is more into gospel now. Yeah, he has transitioned. But you know, this is one of the artists that has always held a very positive trend in his culture. He has never been vulgar. He has never used cuss words. He has always been positive. So for me, he's a personal friend of mine. And I think it was very easy for him to transition to that spiritual realm of Calypso, you know?
very gentle.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, I should remind you all that our president, Barry Cameron, is also known, his sobriquet is known as Doggies. And he will be performing, he will be singing at the wonders, explore the wonders of the Spice Island at the 6th Annual Spice Island Cultural Festival, July 8th, 2023, at Vinette Park, Little Burgundy, near downtown Montreal. Come and hear the
Okay.
Doggies
Right
performing. You're gonna perform, you're gonna sing right now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Let's see what Michael, you have any,
Fantastic. We're gonna get
and
the
we're
people-
still waiting for some food.
Yeah, we have food.
We
to
have,
come.
We have some delights, some
Yes,
treats
from
for you.
Doggies.
What's doggy song? This doggy song.
But-
Anybody have any more questions? Any other questions?
I would just ask about the importance of inviting all the different communities that live in Montreal in order to get this festival to grow. It's still a young festival, but how important is it for the community to like share it with everyone else? Like I just want to hear a little bit more on this.
Fantastic question.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier on, one of our mission is to be inclusive. Now, when we started, from the time we started 6 years ago, remember we had the COVID, which was 2019, well, 2020, 21, 22. 21, 20 and 21, okay? Because we had the festival in 2019. And right after that was the COVID. Now, we had 2 virtual performances, but if you look at where we are now today, and what I said earlier on, we have people from Zimbabwe, right? Our mission is really to be inclusive, to be all inclusive. We were supposed to have a performance with some Irish dancers here this summer too, but unfortunately, something else was on the agenda for them because we had already made contact with them. We have been reaching out to all the different communities, but you know, it's very diverse here in Montreal, and it takes a little while to get connected to every you know, ethnic group or so. But we do that, and this is part of our mission, because we also work along with the government of Quebec. Last year we had some meetings with them, and this is one of the things that they had reiterated, to be inclusive and to engage with every other ethnic group, whatever. Last year we had the Tohu group with us, which is a Quebec acrobatic group, you know. So we really it's a work in progress, and it takes a little time. But I believe that next year we would have even more diversity in the culture. Because this year we have Zimbabwe, excuse me, we have Trinidad and Tobago, we have Jamaica, along with Grenadians, and we have some groups that are mixed, right? So we have the group like the Caribbean Voices that has people from Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent, Dominica, St. Kitts, you know? So we get in there, it's a work in progress, and it's something that we would be striving to achieve, to be inclusive, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And also for our friends or Quebecers friends or French friends here in Quebec, we will address them also in French. I remember the first year we did it, it was 50%, 50-50, although most of us from the Caribbean are English speaking. Of course, maintenant, j'habite à français, j'habite à Québec, c'est le seul pour parler français. So we do speak some French. You will hear some French on the stage because we are inclusive.
Because our MC, our French MC, is Mr. Michael Farkas.
Right here with us.
French and Jamaican sometimes when he can't take it anymore.
Well, allow me to say something about Grenada again, because once you get me rolling,
Oh no.
you see the shirt, I'm wearing the shirt today, about
Mr. Grenada, we call him.
So, we always say about Grenada, but Grenada, we should remind you, Grenada is made up of 3 islands. So, of the 110, 112,000 population of Grenada, you have approximately 600 inhabitants on the island of Petit-Martinique, another 7,000 on the island, the second island of Carriacou. That's where I'm from. My family is from Carriacou. And then the huge population of the island is on the island of Grenada. Grenada is divided into parishes. We have provinces in Canada. In Grenada, it's 7 parishes, of which Carriacou and Petit-Martinique is one constituency. Now, you go to different parts of Grenada and you have a different feel. You go to St. Andrews, Grenville for the fish and the nice time, and you go to St. Patrick, where you have the historic, the parish of St. Patrick is a historic section of Grenada with the Caribs and the Arawaks and the Leapers Hill. But St. George's, you have all the hotels. I should advise that there are 2 new hotels being built in Grenada as we speak, and they're near completion. We believe they'll be ready for the big holiday season, the winter season. There's 6 Senses in St. David and another name, part of the Silver Sands project. We believe and we hopefully hope that WestJet will be announcing in a few months that they will be going to Grenada. WestJet, as you know, has purchased Sunwing, and Sunwing was the feeder for Royalton and other hotels in Grenada. So we do hope to see that first inaugural flight of WestJet landing at the Maurice Bishop International Airport in Grenada later this year. It'll be a fantastic time to see this. Gemma, any further word on the fantastic day we have laid out for July the 8th?
Well, I think we said everything, but just want to remind everybody to come on down, have fun. We're here to have fun. We're here to show you Grenada to the world. We have some brochures on this table here. You can help yourself, and I hope you take them home and read at your leisure.
At this time, I should thank you so very much for coming out on this beautiful day to spend an hour with us to talk everything Grenada, Carriacou, Petit-Martinique. Thank you to the media for coming. Thanks to CTTV. Thank you so very much for this. And thank you so much for coming today. Have a fantastic weekend and see you on July 8th.
We're gonna give them a few more minutes to get.